Today, we're talking about 5 ideas for how you can appreciate your youth ministry volunteers during the holiday season.
Welcome to the Ministry Coach Podcast, where we bring you weekly tips and tactics to help you fast track the growth and health of your youth ministry. My name is Jeff Lascola, and this is
Kristen Lascola.
And if you are anything like us, you probably are sick, were sick, or are just about to get sick because everybody, cough right into that microphone. Everybody in the world is sick right now.
Yeah, I feel like I'm maintaining though. It's like, yes, I have a cough. Yes, I keep blowing my nose, but I'm like, I still feel like I can do what I need to do.
It's like the sickness you got is like a mild one, so you kind of lucked out. So let us know in the comments section how sick you are or how sick you were.
1 to 10, how sick are you?
I'm not sure what I had, but it knocked me out for a few days, but I'm feeling a lot better today.
It was just your excuse for not wanting to unload the dishwasher,
Maybe. I use the world's illnesses as my excuse. I can't. The world's sick. So today we're going to talk all about how to appreciate your leaders during the holiday season.
Yep, because it's here. So time to get cracking if you haven't already. So number 1, give them guilt-free time off. And I'm sure you guys already do this, but I like to take the last 2 weeks of December off of program. We still meet during Thanksgiving, and I just don't do small groups during Thanksgiving. So I say, if you're in town and you want to come help out and hang out with the junior hires, then come, but don't feel like you have to, because we just need enough leaders for supervision, not for small groups. But during Christmas, it's just, there's no program. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I could still do program, but I want to give the small group leaders a legitimate break. So us taking the last 2 weeks of December off really isn't for the students, because they would still be there if they were in town. It's not,
and their parents would probably be happy.
Exactly. Get them out of the house, because they get mad. They're like, what are you?
The students or the parents?
Well, I don't know. The students get mad that we take the last 2 weeks of December off because they want to see their friends over the break and they miss everyone. They love our youth group. But I tell them our small group leaders need a break. And I feel like a 2-week break is perfect. Cancel program. We still have our weekend services, so you're still going to get church. We just don't have youth group. And I think that's a really guilt-free time off, because my leaders, I don't know if you have these kind of people working with you, but they're so committed and they want to be there that if there's an opportunity to be there, they're going to feel like they should, and they're going to be feeling that little guilt. But if they don't even have the option, then I feel like, great, go and rest and be with your family, do your thing, and we'll see you back in January. Mm-hmm. So that's number 1. Number 2, do something fun together over the holiday season. So we just did our staff retreat, which is kind of like our something fun, and it kind of falls right before Thanksgiving. It's still kind of in that holiday season thing, but you could throw a Christmas party just for your leaders. So it's not with the kids. It's not a youth group thing. It's not your youth group Christmas party, but why not take them to dinner or have them over at your house and do a game night and a gingerbread making contest? I don't know, just doing something fun, a little Christmas party. Just
so they don't have to be on.
Yeah, exactly. We love our students, but the dynamic definitely is different. You could go see a Christmas movie together. You could treat them to that. I already said a Christmas game night at your house. You know that game, Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza?
Never played it, but
okay, it's really fun, really easy. They have a Christmas version of that. It's called Santa Cookie Elf Candy Snowman. So we could link that below. That looked fun. And then I love the game Fishbowl, and you could turn it into Christmas Fishbowl. So you would write down 3 nouns all having to do with Christmas. First round is like catchphrase. You can say anything for them to get the clue. You go through all the clues. Second round is like charades. You act it out, all the same clues. Third round, you get 1 word and they have to say the clue. Mm-hmm. So that was a really abbreviated version of the game. I was just like, maybe I should explain a little bit what fishbowl means. So all of that to say, you could have a game night with desserts and a gift exchange, whatever. Just do something fun and festive at your church, at someone's house, at your house, whatever. If your people like to go ice skating, you guys could all meet, do a little ice skating thing, go get coffee. Another idea I had for the doing something fun together, a Christmas scavenger hunt, and then go back and have like dessert at your house. So like You can come up with a list of clues and divide them into teams. Like you could do boys versus girls or small group, like depending on how many leaders you have. I have a lot, so I would have to probably figure out a way to do like maybe 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade leaders or something like that. So it could be like they have an hour and they have to go around town, get a picture with a fruit cake, get a picture in front of with a Starbucks Christmas cup, get a picture with a gingerbread house or
nativity scene.
Find a nativity scene or like you know how they spray paint store windows with
with the snow, the fake snow.
Something like that. So you could like drive around and kind of like find things that they would have to come up with, kind of make it a fun competition. You all come back and have dessert and declare the winner, give prizes. You guys could watch a Christmas movie. I don't know. There's like no end to the possibilities, but I cannot overemphasize the power of play. And we talk about that a lot with our students. And that's why we do a lot of game episodes and stuff like that, is because play is important, I think, for like that bonding and human connection, but also for your adult leaders too. Like we just had our leader retreat and we played throw burrito and murder in the dark, which was so scary. I didn't realize how scared of the dark I am. I couldn't do it. Like there were certain areas of the house I couldn't go into. I was too scared. We played sardines. I haven't played that since I was like 20 years old. You know, it was like so much fun. And we literally just played and built memories and inside jokes and had fun together. Like all the fun you try to create for your students, shift your focus to your leaders also. Are you having fun with your leaders? And I think that breeds commitment, you know, because not like you're manipulating them. I'm going to make you have fun. So you like, it just creates this vibe of like, I want to be here. This is a fun place. Adults like fun too. It's just different, you know, sometimes they want to be with other adults doing those things. So take kids out of the equation for a Christmas thing and really just lean into that energy with your leaders, like build chemistry with them and play. And it's amazing. I have leaders that are all different ages, from very young. We don't have any super like advanced in age people right now, but we range in age from probably 18 to 50 right now. And they all can get along and they all can have fun, and it's a blast. So have fun with them. Whatever. I gave you a few ideas, but take that and run with that.
Right. And not to compare it to a job by any means, but if you have a job where you enjoy who you're working with, obviously it makes it that much more fun to come into work. If you don't like everybody you work with, you can kind of fall back on, well, at least I'm getting paid. You know, I need to have a job. People are getting paid. But this is a volunteer job or role. And so
you pay them in a relationship.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, what is keeping them coming? If they don't like coming, if they don't feel connected to the group, then it's like, why would they stick around?
Exactly. And the funny thing is, fun pays dividends. You know what I mean? Like you put in that, like some people I think feel like fun is a waste of time or doesn't serve a spiritual purpose. And we've talked about that a little bit, but it's funny that it pays dividends. Like there's people who will show up to things that they don't need to be at because they want to be there.
Right.
Because it's like a fun place to be, and they have chemistry with the people on the team and they just want to be a part of it. Like they go above and beyond. My volunteers so many times will go above and beyond what I've asked them to do in terms of showing up to things, because it's just, they know it's going to be a good time. They're going to be seen, and it's going to be like, there's just like this family fun feel,
right,
you know? And as the youth pastor, you're in charge of creating that.
Right.
Like you're the architect of like,
fun.
Think about fun, but it's not fun. Fun is not the end. It's a means to an end. Do you know what I mean? So we don't exist to have fun. Fun is the vehicle.
I do.
Fun. You're doing it wrong, buddy. So like fun is the vehicle that takes you to your destination. What is the destination? It's connection, it's belonging, it's fellowship, it's feeling a sense of family feel and roots and all of that kind of stuff. And for a lot of people, especially in youth ministry, fun's the vehicle that takes us there. So then as a youth pastor, you have to see yourself as kind of that driver of the fun bus, you know, the architect of how am I constructing this? So this is a place where people want to be.
Yeah.
And that is leadership. can you create a place where people want to be? And whatever your method might be, maybe you're not a super fun person. Well, what is your vehicle for that destination? A lot of times mine is relationship and fun. My leaders just want to talk. They want to talk to me. They want to be seen. They want to be more than just a small group leader or a body in the room, right? And they want to have connection and they want to have fun. So I'm the architect of how do I make sure those structures happen so that I keep people and I'm giving them what they need. Leaders give us a ton.
Yeah.
I often feel like I work for them of like, whatever you guys need, I will do it because we don't have ministry without them.
Right.
You know, like they are the only reason we're healthy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I got on a little
That's a good tangent to be on though.
Because I love them. Like when I say I love these people, I have 24 of them, and like I
love at least 22
most
of them.
The other ones are growing on me. No, just kidding. They blow me away. I just cannot believe people like that exist.
Yeah.
You know, like gets to my heart, man. I'm gonna cry.
You should tell them that. They'd really like to hear that.
I tell them that. Guy. All right, number 3. This is kind of along the same lines of the like building that chemistry there is I am a fan of sending encouraging cards to people. So handwritten cards, and Christmas is the best time to do it. You can get a Christmas card pack and just knock off like 1 or 2 a day if you don't like to write, but don't just write Merry Christmas, thanks for being on our team. Like when you sit down to write these cards,
instead. Boom, done. Out the door.
North Coast Church, from North Coast Church. Just like think about the person. So this is what I do when I sit down to write a card. Okay, so I'm thinking about Jeff. And I think of all the things I like about him. And then I try to put it into words. And
Only a couple.
You're nice, you're kind, you're funny.
Good,
Bye.
kind, fun. Bye.
Merry Xmas, LOL. But I try to really channel like the essence of who they are. And I think of my interactions with them because encouragement means so much more when it's very specific. So you don't get credit for just popping a card in the mail. This is the time to affirm them, to encourage them, to bring out the best in them. I like to do this verbally, like I do it live at our leader retreat. I go around and I do affirmations of every single person. This last retreat we did, it took 2.5 hours. That was how long our affirmation circle was. Mostly because this one guy, Johnny, if you're listening, he kept chiming in and being like, can I add something to that? And it was amazing. It really was, because it felt like 5 minutes, but it was 2.5 hours. And it was like everybody going around just like, yes, and this is what I love about you.
Were there any tears?
No, and I was so bummed. I love when people cry from emotion.
Good or bad?
No, only good. Only good. But yeah, it was just such a sweet time, because how often does someone just really look at you and say, here's what I love about you? We feel it on the inside of like, man, they're so encouraging, or wow, they're so selfless, or man, like whatever it might be. But then do you always tell them? Yeah. So whether you do that verbally, like some kind of affirmation this time of year, kind of closing up the year with like, hey, this is what I've noticed. I've noticed this is, be specific. Don't say to people, you're doing a good job. You're a rock star. High five. Like those things are so generic. I would almost rather not get any encouragement than get generic encouragement, because I think generic encouragement serves the encourager more than the encouragee, meaning you just wanted credit for saying something kind of nice, but it was so flat. Like you could have said that to anybody.
Are you saying that the Christmas card that my insurance agent sends me that has my name handwritten, a stock message, cough, cough, and his name, you're saying that's not authentic? Why do I keep it up on her mantle?
I don't know, but you do, and I throw them away. Like,
because they took the time.
Oh, please. It's like, looks like it came in a pack of 1,000, and it's like
maybe
some weird generic
but he wrote
Christmas
my name.
picture.
It really should say, Jeffrey, I love how you pay me insurance money.
Like, yeah,
like something specific that I do, like. And I love that you guys don't usually have any reason to use it, which makes me meet my quota. I don't know. Anyways.
Just spitballing. Jeff, if you're listening.
No, Mike. I'm
Oh,
Jeff.
Mike. I thought our guy was named Jeff also.
I'm Jeff. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm your husband. Mike is our insurance guy.
Mike, I'm sure you listen to this podcast. Step it up a notch.
Cards. I take them out of the trash.
Throw them away.
I have a drawer in my desk. They go in there.
He doesn't have a lot of friends, Mike. You mean a lot to him. Oh, man.
Number 4.
All right. Highlight ministry impacts of the year. So a lot of times the youth pastor is the one that is sort of keeping track, hearing the stories. How did we impact the youth, the community, the church this year? And you kind of keep these stats in your head, and your leaders may or may not your leaders may or may not be paying attention to those things. So I think to keep them encouraged and keep the purpose before them of why do we do this every week? Why is what we're doing important? Tell them things like how many kids we took to camp, how many kids joined our leadership team, the service projects we did and the impact of those, maybe some like life change stories from those. How many first time decisions did we have? How many baptisms did we have this year? How many new students did we have? How many students do we have that are in small groups? Stuff like that. The things that you kind of may or may not measure, maybe you should start measuring, because then you can kind of see, wow, what did God do this year? And then they get to see, I was a part of that, because I think sometimes like that grind of small groups, just like week after week, you're like, are we actually getting anywhere?
Right.
And you as a leader can take the long view, and you might be able to see like, no, like there is fruit that will happen eventually. But I think a leader being reminded of, you are a part of this eternal impact, or this is what our youth group is doing, or this is what's happening in our church. This is what's happening within our youth group and in your small groups and in the lives of students. Any cool success story that you know of, any cool stat you can bring to the table, make sure they know so that they keep that goal in front of them in those times where it just feels like another Tuesday or Wednesday night of like, well, the kids were bad, our discussion was horrible,
right,
and I had 2 kids show up.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones that's like, man, like I was saying earlier, if you're going to be an architect of fun or connection or fellowship, you've also got to be an architect of motivation for them. And small group leaders need to see that what they're doing matters, because like you said, they're not getting paid.
Right.
So how do we pay them? Through relationship, through meaning, through, and obviously their relationship with like Jesus should be the motivation of serving his church. But sometimes you do need that extra, like, God, what are you doing?
Right.
Are you a part of this? Is there fruit that we can like grab onto?
Kind of quantifying it. And that would be a good challenge for you guys. New year, start jotting down when those things happen throughout the year.
Yeah.
Because if you wait until November, December, you might be like, I don't even remember what happened, in July. I mean, let alone February or something. So if you kind of write those things down as they come, what a great way then just to have that all-star list of highlights.
And bonus, you can share that with your senior pastor.
Yeah.
Like if you need a few chips in that bank, just to show, hey, you probably didn't know, but when we were at camp, we baptized 40 kids and we had 20 kids come to accept Jesus for the first time. And we had, 100 kids between winter camp and summer camp or whatever it might be. Make sure that they know, like, we're not just
how many new families came to the church. Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. And then their value for you will
because
increase.
Of the youth. Obviously,
exactly.
But.
And so that they can continue to see your value. And I think some senior pastors need a little twisting of the arm, or they need some convincing that the youth is literally the church. It's not the future of the church, and the health of the youth ministry is a direct reflection of the health of the church overall. So sometimes senior pastors don't want to throw bucks that way.
And they may not know what's going on. So,
and that's what I'm saying is like, make sure everyone knows how awesome, like
humbly toot your own horn.
Humble brag. You're bragging on the Lord, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's not you, it's Jesus. All right. Lumber 5. I was going to say last one, number 5. Came out lumber 5. Give them gifts. Christmas gifts. Creative. Okay, so I know a lot of people are like, well, what? They can never come up with gift ideas.
Yeah.
And that is very hard, especially real talk. Boys are the hardest people to shop for in my life. Like I have about an even split. I have about 12 female leaders and about 12 male leaders. And I always know what to get the girls for Christmas. I never know what to get the boys for Christmas. It's very hard. So I'm going to give you some ideas. I'm going to give you 6 ideas. So that'll at least get you through for 6 years. Okay. So one very successful gift for boys or girls is a blanket. So I have found good deals. You look like you want to laugh.
Yeah.
Stay with me. So the Mexican blankets are very like unisex, like guys and girls like them. You can put them in your car. People use them for picnics. People use them for the beach, for the lake, for camp. My leaders have brought them everywhere and they'll pull them out at camp and be like, look, this is a blanket you got me. So a Mexican blanket, you can usually find a pretty good deal on Amazon. One year I found like, you could like bundle them, like get a few different ones and they were very reasonably priced. And then I've done like a throw blanket before and the boys liked that too. And if they didn't, their wives liked it. Okay. So
they re-gifted it.
Yeah. Some were like, my wife really liked that blanket you got. So it was like, you know, the black and white buffalo checkers. Yeah. I found a really good deal on those on Amazon one year and I just ordered a ton. So blankets, we got a blanket from my boss a couple years ago. It was a really nice, like soft plush blanket from Nordstrom and it was amazing. It's still on our bed. So blankets, throw blankets are a great gift. Slippers. Last year I bought all the girls slippers and they loved them. It was a great gift. This year, don't tell them. I don't know if they listen to my podcast or not. I bought the boys slippers this year. I asked them for their shoe size today and they were like, "Oh, you're getting a shoes." And I'm like, "No, it's for a game."
Jordans. Everyone's getting Jordans.
I told them I needed the information for a game and they were like, "Classic chaos." So anyways, yeah. Chaos is the name of our youth group. That's why they said that. So slippers.
Now you're going to have to figure out a game that's going to include shoe size.
Candles. That's what I got for the girls. So I don't know where you're listening from, but we have a place called Michael's and a lot of times they have 50% off all Christmas stuff. I got these beautiful.
After Christmas though, isn't it? Or is it just getting close to?
Depends. So I have candles that I've been keeping for a whole year. I bought them after Christmas last year for the gifts this year, but they were 50% off and they were those beautiful. They almost look like, you probably don't know what Volume Spa candles are. And I don't even know if I said it right, but they're in these glass, beautiful containers and they're big. Anyways, Christmas socks. There's always like a cool, if your budget is little, this is the one to go for because on Amazon, you can find a bundle of Christmas socks to where you get one package and it has like 9 different pairs in that one package and you can split it up, just give everyone one pair and a really nice handwritten card. Yesterday at Target, I saw a box of socks too. It was like 15 pairs in one box and they were themed like Star Wars or Harry Potter or something like that. So a bundle of Christmas socks is a really good one. If you have not a lot of leaders and a little money to spend, a gift card is always great. You could do $10 to Starbucks, $10 on Amazon, whatever. I think those are fun. And then if you're really low on money, this one takes a little bit of work. I did it one year because I didn't have any money left and it was a ministry Christmas ornament. So I had taken a group picture of all the leaders at an event or something. And I printed out like 20 wallets of it. And then I went to Michael's, which is a craft store, and I got these little wooden ornaments and I hodgepodged the picture onto it and then tied a little ribbon and it was a Christmas ornament of our team. And that was the cheapest thing. One year, I think way a long time ago, when you were one of my volunteers,
I still have this.
I went to Dollar Tree and I got you guys scarves. They were
not worth $1.
Terrible. but I had no money and I wanted to give you guys something. And I saw pictures of you guys in it and I was like, oh my gosh, those are pathetic. And I'm so embarrassed that I even gave them to you. It was almost like I should have given you nothing than those.
Well, in Southern California, how often do I really even need a scarf?
That's one of those like cringy things I look back on. I'm like, what were you guys thinking when I handed you this?
It's the thought that counts, but what were you thinking?
I know.
All right.
Okay, so that's it.
Yeah, and make sure we actually did an episode. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. A while back, we did an episode about some great gift ideas for your volunteers. Go check that out. We'll link it in the description below. Right now, let's do a question of the day. This one is, if you were to pick a natural disaster.
What's your favorite natural disaster?
That's what it sounded like. No, what natural disaster are you most afraid of? And I'll list some here, just in case you can't think. Earthquake, tornado, tsunami, hurricane.
I think I am most afraid.
You say fire too?
Sure.
Out of those 5.
Well, I don't think I would ever face one unless I was traveling. But the one that scares me the most that, like when I think about it hitting me is a tornado. I'd be so scared. They're so like violent.
Yeah.
I feel like I could live through a hurricane. Maybe not, but I just feel like tornadoes, hurricanes, once they come for you, how could you possibly, you can't fight it. I feel like there's nothing you can do except get underground.
Not that you'd want to leave, but usually I feel like they give you somewhat of a warning with a hurricane. Like they know it's coming. Worst case scenario, you could be like, I'm out of here, I'm going inland or I'm going, wherever to get away from the hurricane. But it would definitely be freaky to be in one. Tornado, I agree, because they can happen just suddenly and they're so devastating. But the one that just gives me the heebie-jeebies is the tsunami.
I know. I was going back and forth because I never really knew what it was until, what country was it that had one?
Indonesia,
I think. And I was like, what's a tsunami? I didn't really fully get it. And all of a sudden you just watch, it's like the ocean just grows and just spills. And you're like, the ocean's huge. So it's just like this wall of water. Oh, it is creepy.
But realistically, I wouldn't want to be in any of them. Although we have earthquakes all the time, and I don't think twice about those. But
I know.
I'm sure if you were in a bad one, you'd be pretty.
Well, I know people who won't move to California just because of the possibility of an earthquake.
And recently, we were in Oklahoma, and we found out that they have earthquakes.
So you're not safe anywhere.
You're not safe anywhere.
Merry Christmas.
All right, let's do a community comment of the day. This comes from Diane Morales, who says, "Hi guys, thanks so much for the helpful videos. Happy to say that after over a year of brainstorming, planning, and budgeting, our youth ministry was able to go to camp for the first time last weekend." This is actually from a while back, but and we all had a blast. This was really a dream inspired by your great camp videos, and I'm so thankful to God for you both and what you're doing to help all of us in this crazy world of youth ministry. Thanks, and please keep sharing your wisdom. God bless.
Woo!
That was awesome. Love that. Thanks so much,
Diane.
Appreciate that.
Wow.
And congratulations on going to camp for the first time. That's really awesome.
That is.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time.
Today, we're talking about 5 ideas for how you can appreciate your leaders during the Christmas holiday season.
I don't know what's happening. Not talking about sick season, but just the holidays.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm mentally, I'm not quite all there.
That's sick season.